Listen, so their policy is you can't record in here.
You're in my P now? You're in my PD now?
Always been. Listen,
No.
you have to leave because
Oh, I
you're not
know
allowed to
you.
record in here.
You want to read their policies?
There are policies that you cannot record in here.
The first
and
line.
Their staff is asking us to
I
remove you,
remember you.
and I don't remember you. I don't.
I remember you.
Oh, that's nice. I hope you like me. Time to go. All right?
Why would I need to leave? I have a right to be here, and I'm conducting business.
No, you're not conducting business. And the
I
thing
am.
is that you have to go through.
Read the policy. Right there. I'm handing it to you.
Told me.
Who is he?
The security guard, the head security guard said that you need to leave, and they have a right to kick you out.
Photography and photocopying policy, right? I'm going to read it to you because if you violate my rights, you can't say
They don't want you
you
here.
didn't
They want
know.
you to
Here.
go.
That's our job.
It's no negotiation. It's no.
So you could just ask anybody to leave a public building
They want you
just
to leave.
because.
Yes.
They want you to.
They
What
said
if I
they're
was-
filing complaints from every staff member on every single floor that you're recording them and you're being a nuisance, and you're not allowed to do that inside
How
the
am I being a
library.
nuisance?
You have to leave.
How am I being a
You are recording them,
nuisance?
and you're not allowed to do that
So
inside.
photography
Yes
is
or
a
no?
nuisance?
Sir,
Can I speak to your supervisor,
you
please?
they can't record in here, right? You're willing to? Nope. All right.
Read this. Handheld cameras are permitted.
Listen.
First
you
line.
have to
Handheld
leave.
cameras are permitted. This is their rules.
You have to.
Why?
Why? Because you are not allowed.
What crime am I
You're not
committing?
part of any media. You did not have prior permission to record in here. You now have to leave.
I do
you
have
want to step
permission.
out civilly?
I wanna
or
speak
you
to your
wanna make this-
supervisor.
No problem. He's going to
Call
tell you
him.
the same thing
No, he's
I'm going
not.
to tell you.
He's going to honor his oath to the Constitution.
Let's make him bad.
I don't want to deal with you because I already got you on camera,
Go ahead.
cursing me out, so I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with you. I'd rather deal with somebody that I never had contact with. Because right now it seems like retaliation.
All right, everyone, get ready, because what you're about to watch will test your patience. This isn't just a normal moment in public. It's a clear example of how fast authority can twist rules to shut down the truth. It begins quietly. An auditor walks into a public library in New York, calm and respectful, recording in a place funded by taxpayers. But only minutes later, everything changes. Police show up not because a crime happened, but because someone felt uncomfortable. That one feeling becomes their excuse. What follows is a shocking show of power where policy is used like a weapon against basic
You didn't
rights.
investigate at
They
all.
don't even try to
You
check
didn't do
the
no
facts.
investigation. You just went off of his word,
I
right?
want you to respond here.
Why are you asking me to leave a public place I have a right to
They
be?
want you to leave, so you gotta leave.
Okay, what if they wanted me to smack myself? I gotta smack myself?
No, that's different.
Right. I have a right to be here just like everybody else. I'm not being disorderly. I'm walking around peacefully recording. The public workers. Can I record you? Can I record you? So why can't I record the city workers?
They're not city workers.
They
They're
work-
they're
New
public
York
library
is
workers.
funded.
They are security guards.
The public library is
We are
funded by
police
tax
department. You
dollars.
record me all you want.
I can record government workers in the
can't
course of their
record
duty.
inside here.
Read
No.
case law. You need to read case
Why?
law because
No.
you enforce the law.
My job right now
Do
is
your
to
job.
exit you out of this building.
Why? What crime did I
Because They
commit?
don't want you in here.
Why would they
you're
ask me to
being
leave?
disorderly. You're being
How?
a nuisance, and now you have other people watching.
How am I being a nuisance? How?
You were
By
refusing
simply
to
recording?
leave. They asked you to stop recording.
They never asked me to
multiple
leave.
times.
They never asked me
Really?
to leave.
Because I can ask him, and he can say the opposite.
Okay, have you guys ever asked me to leave since I've been here? Have you asked me to leave? Have you asked me to leave since I've been here? Nope. First thing they said when I came in the building was you could record.
Listen, you can hang out here, wait. We don't
I'm gonna wait for your supervisor.
My lieutenant's going to be here.
Why not honor your oath? Why not protect my
I'm
rights?
honoring my oath.
I'm in a public building.
These nice men called me here, and they called us to escort you out of this building, and that's as far
Why
as I'm
would you-
concerned with
why would
today.
you escort me
We
out
don't
the
need to
building?
Continue any more conversation?
You escort me out if
You
I'm
want-
being disorderly, if I'm somewhere I'm not supposed to be, if I'm impeding
They said that
business.
they said you were not allowed to record.
Can I finish
don't
my
work for this
sentence?
Building, and
From the very first words, the message is clear. No talking, no logic, only orders. The auditor even reads the library's own rules. Handheld cameras are allowed. Still, the officer ignores it and demands he leave right away. The irony is painful. They try to enforce rules they don't understand. The man isn't loud, isn't bothering anyone, just filming quietly. Yet they call it disorderly behavior. It's not about safety or peace. It's about shutting down accountability. The officer's voice becomes cold and automatic, repeating, "You have to leave," like a programmed response with no thought behind it.
that's what they've asked
Right,
me to
you
do
work
here
for
today.
me. You work for me.
I also work for them.
You work for
So
me.
you understand that, right?
And they're not exercising their rights. I am.
Yeah. No,
Peacefully.
They are peacefully asking us to escort you out.
For what crime?
You're not allowed to record in here.
He just said I was. And it says right here on their policies.
Because
Read their policies.
He actually just said you weren't allowed to record in
He
here.
doesn't know what he's talking about.
Listen, he's the head security guard as far as I'm
read the
concerned.
policy.
And we were asked to escort you
Read
out.
their policy.
I don't need to read their policy.
So I'm not violating their policy, so why would you ask me to leave?
I abide by what the security
And I'm not breaking the law.
Listen, this is a civil matter, and
I don't want to talk to you no more because this is retaliation. You're trying to retaliate against me because I recorded you before. So
I don't remember you ever.
I remember you. I remember you. You work at Midtown South, right?
It's on my bus bar.
Yeah, I didn't even look at that. I already know.
It's right here.
Mm-hmm. If I was somewhere I'm not supposed to be, if I was cursing people out, if I was being disorderly,
Listen, I'm just here to escort
every
you
time
out
I
if they
talk, you
ask
cut
you.
me off.
Listen, like you said,
Me
you don't wanna
simply
speak, then don't
recording,
speak.
me recording is not a disorder. Is not a disturbance.
You're being a disturbance to these people. They
How?
asked you to leave. I don't know.
Because
Listen,
they
I've
don't
been
like
here
what I'm
all day.
doing. What if they didn't like my shirt?
really-
What if they didn't like my religion? You're gonna
Why
escort
is
me
your
out of a
religion
public
getting
building?
involved? This is just
Because
about
this
you
is a
recording
right.
inside
It's
the
called-
library.
It's called freedom of religion. So if I was praying
And the staff
here,
has asked you to leave.
Ma'am.
I don't know what more you want me to say
if I
or
was
do.
praying in this library and they didn't like that I was my religion, they wanted me out because I was praying. You want to enforce their feelings, or do I have freedom of religion?
Are you praying right now?
I wanted to.
So
I came to this library for
Go
multiple
ahead and
reasons.
pray.
You want to ask me to leave while I'm praying because they don't like my religion?
What
We
is
didn't
going
find
on
you
right here?
praying.
We didn't find you praying.
I'm going to pray before I leave.
You're a nuisance, the officer says, turning calm filming into something wrong. This shows a bigger issue, a lack of knowledge about the Constitution by people who are supposed to defend it. Every smart and reasonable point the citizen makes is answered with anger and pressure. When logic doesn't work, they hide behind policy like it's real law. But policy stops where the Constitution begins. The auditor proves this with one strong question. If you didn't like my religion, would you force me out for praying? The officer goes silent. That silence tells the truth. This isn't about someone feeling uncomfortable, it's about control. The camera represents free speech, and the very people meant to protect rights have now become the threat to them.
I came here to conduct business.
The only way
I came here to utilize the library for its purposes.
The only way I'm leaving here right now is if my lieutenant tells me you can stay.
Why wouldn't I be able to stay? I'm not being disorderly. All I'm doing is walking around quietly recording the New York City public workers, which I have a right to do. I can record the government while you're at work.
You'll see what my lieutenant says, okay? How about that? Deal? And then
Sure, that's why I asked for him.
And if you're good to stay, then I'll leave.
The
No problem.
Constitution and the law says I'm okay.
Constitution has
What
nothing
you
to do
swore an
with
oath to do.
library. No.
What does the Constitution have to do with?
Business.
Does the Constitution have to do with your job?
Oh. This is...
Does the
this is
Constitution have to do with your job?
This has nothing to do with the Constitution. This
It does for
just
me.
us asking
It does
you to
for
leave
me.
Because they said you're being disorderly, and they're not comfortable with you recording
you
inside
wanna-
here, and they said that you're not allowed to record inside here. We don't
Read
have
their
to...
policies. Read it. Read the first line. Read the first bulletin.
They just gave this to me. That last bullet point says
Let me
no
see.
photographs of the staff, other researchers, or certain reading rooms may be taken.
That's what
Okay,
they're
they work for the
about.
government. There's case law that I can
doesn't
record
matter.
them.
That's
Doesn't
part of their
matter.
policy,
That's what we're
and they
here
don't
to
wanna be
explain to you.
recorded.
They said that the staff members don't want you recording.
Okay, I'm still not committing a crime. I have a right to be in a public
And they
building.
have the right to escort you out.
Why would they do that if I'm conducting business?
But you're not anymore. They're asking you to
I
stop.
am though, because I still have to
If you
file
wanna stay in
complaints.
this- If you want to say
I still have to file
You have to
complaints.
stop though.
I still have to file complaints, and I still have to do a FOIA request.
You want,
And I still want to pray before I leave.
how do you file a complaint?
On the first floor.
First,
Circulation desk, they'll hand them a piece of paper and you just fill it
do you want to go to the first floor?
I was going there before you guys came.
Well, listen, I have no problem you filing a complaint.
If I was committing a crime, then you have a right.
When the lieutenant arrives, it seems like things might finally make sense, but instead, it gets worse. Even after the auditor shows written proof that filming is allowed, the officers keep calling his actions disorderly. The word means nothing now. The auditor stays calm and reminds them that their oath is to the Constitution, not to a policy about comfort. His voice becomes firm. You promised to protect my rights, not the library's feelings. They just stare back, refusing to admit the truth. Standing in a public building with a camera is not a crime. It's a protected right.
Escort me out.
They're just
This
trying
is a
to
public
enforce their
building.
policy.
Yes.
This
You
is
cannot put
literally
policy
what
over
we're
law.
showing you.
You cannot put policy over law. What if the policy said no black people? You want to enforce that?
That's
You
not
can't
the
put policy over law.
That's not gonna happen.
The government can't make policies that violate the law or the Constitution.
Right now? 'Cause we'll walk down
Yeah, I'm
and-
going there.
Take care.
You put policy over law? Since when? Fuck out of here. I record libraries in every 5 boroughs, all 5 boroughs. And it's not a problem because it's not against the law. You swore to protect my rights. You're supposed to come here and enforce the law, not their policy.
This one? One more clip? Oh.
Am I being detained?
No, you're not in court. No, you're not.
So I'm free. So I'm free.
No, you
Am
have
I being
to
detained?
leave. You have to leave.
Am I detained for a crime?
Being detained means you're being stopped and you're under investigation.
Am I being detained for a crime?
I just explained you're not being detained. You do.
All right, then. So that means I'm free, right?
You're not listening. I feel like she's explaining things.
Am I detained for a crime?
Come on.
Am I detained for a crime?
It's gonna go downstairs and you can make a complaint.
You can go wherever you want. I'm free. I'm not detained.
We are going downstairs and you can either leave or you can go make a complaint. They don't want you in here. They have a right to not have you in here. If you want to take that up civilly, go right ahead and you can make a complaint and start that process.
The situation gets even more twisted as officers cling to their rule book like it's sacred law. One officer finally admits this isn't about the Constitution at all, and there it is. The real issue. They are no longer defending freedom. They are enforcing convenience. The auditor repeats that policy cannot erase a constitutional right. Then he asks something that cuts deep. If policy banned a type of person, would you enforce that too? The silent pause is chilling. Every moment recorded shows how far some have drifted from their mission. This isn't just one man with a camera. It's a sign of a nation forgetting what liberty means.
Policy, bro. I don't care about their policy, bro. I'm not breaking the law.
What you're doing in here?
I'm not breaking the law.
You out because you
No, they don't. No, they don't.
You're violating the
No, they don't. I have a constitutional right to record in public. It's called the First Amendment. It's called the First Amendment.
You gotta get out.
You know what the Constitution is? The highest law of the land. You can't put a fucking library's policy over the Constitution. Are you crazy? You swore over to the Constitution. You didn't swear over to the library's policy. And if they deny me public services, I'm gonna sue them. If you violate my rights, I'm gonna sue you. You didn't swear over to the library's policy. You forgot what your oath is to? The Constitution. Smug ass. Took an oath for what? Where's your lieutenant at so I can speak to him?
No, it's fine. He's on another job.
He probably has more pressing matters than somebody exercising their rights in a public building.
Listen, no.
Listen, what? Are you gonna honor your oath?
It is what it is. I'm
So
honoring
what
my
is
oath.
it?
They
No,
asked
it's
me to
not.
escort you out.
Let me
Right
ask you a
here,
question.
You violated their policy.
Let me
yes
ask you
or
a
no?
question. Can you put that
Yes
policy
or
over the
no?
law?
Did you not violate their policy that's right here?
What's higher, that policy or their law?
This is their right. This is their building. This is their
This is our building. It's the people's building.
Their establishment,
It's a
and they
people's
have a right
building.
to escort
It's
you
a
out.
public
Now, I'm here
building.
to do this civilly,
I pay
and I don't want to
taxes to
force
be in
you
this
out of here,
building.
okay? My lieutenant's pulling up. Is that him right there?
As time passes and frustration grows, officers wrongly claim that filming workers is a crime, a ridiculous claim that falls apart immediately. The auditor calmly asks them to name the law he's breaking. They have no answer. Surrounded but steady, he takes apart every claim with simple facts. They keep pushing not because of the law, but because of pride. Admitting they're wrong would mean learning the rules they enforce. You can't put policy above the Constitution, he says, cutting through the tension. The lieutenant just stands there, watching his own promise to uphold rights fall apart right in front of him.
You can come find me.
That's not him. That's traffic. It's the white phone.
You put policy over law?
I'm putting them right now.
Of course you do.
This is my job.
Of course you do.
This is
Of
what I'm
course
here for.
your job is to
Do you
enforce the
wanna
law.
go? Do you want to make a complaint?
Your job is to enforce the
Do you
law.
wanna make a
Is there a law
complaint?
being broken right
Do you
now?
want to come?
What law am I breaking?
Do you want to make a complaint?
Yeah,
Walk away from my
avoid
lieutenant?
that question.
Come on.
Avoid that question. What law am I
I've
breaking?
already answered you multiple times.
What
You're
law am I
being
breaking?
disorderly. You're not
How?
under arrest. You
How
are not
am I
under
being
arrest.
disorderly, ma'am?
Because you're violating
recording?
their Their policy right
Photography
here,
isn't a
right
crime
here.
in
Look,
public.
no photographs of the staff, other
Photography
researchers,
isn't
or
a crime in
rooms may
public,
be taken.
and you can't
went
turn
around
photography
every
into
single
Why'd you show us
floor.
that piece
You
of
can't
paper?
turn photography
now that
into
we
a
pointed
crime.
that out, now it doesn't
You
matter.
can't,
Now
to
that
show
piece
you
of paper
how
means nothing.
because I be caught in libraries all over the city.
You're contradicting
Because I have the
yourself.
right to.
You're contradicting yourself.
No, I'm not. I'm following the law.
Yes, you are.
The law that you swore to protect. You enforce the law. You enforce
what we're
policies.
doing.
So
That's
what
what we're
law am I
doing. We're doing
breaking?
our job.
What law am I
being
breaking?
disorderly.
How? By
Oh, look, my
recording?
lieutenant is right here.
Okay. Is he going to help me file my complaint?
He keeps saying he's violating his rights, that we're violating his rights because he is clearly breaking their policy that says no photographs of the staff, other researchers, or certain reading rooms may be taken. And he's saying we're violating his constitutional right that he's allowed to record in here, and their policy doesn't matter. And he requested you
How you
because we're
doing?
violating his rights.
All right.
Well, this is what I said. I said you can't put their library policy over the law. I'm not breaking the law, which means I have a right to be here. It's a public building.
Okay.
My taxes fund.
After what feels like forever, they make their final demand. Leave or get charged. No law mentioned. No real reason. Only fear and feelings pretending to be authority. The auditor calmly takes down their names and badge numbers, knowing the video will speak louder than anything he can say. What began as a peaceful visit ends as another moment where rights are pushed aside in the open. As he leaves, he sounds shocked. He knows this situation isn't only about him. It's about every person who dares to film the government and gets punished for it.
As I'm exercising my rights in public, I'm conducting business in this building, and once I finish my business, I was going to leave.
I know they don't want you here anymore.
I have to file a complaint. I have the right to redress my government.
I know, but you have to do that. If you could probably file a complaint outside, but you have to leave. They don't want you here.
Am I breaking the law?
Well,
Nobody asked me to leave. You guys are the first person that came up to me.
you have to leave.
So if I don't leave, I'm going to get arrested?
Well, yeah.
I need to hear you say that. If I don't leave this building, what's going to happen?
They're going to prosecute you.
You're going to arrest me?
No, the New York City Public Library is going to prosecute you.
Okay, so I have a reasonable amount of time to leave, don't I?
We're actually now. Can you please leave?
Okay, I can't leave through that way. I got to leave through this way.
That way?
And I still need the information that I came here to get.
I'll give you.
Are you going to help me with that?
Yeah. Whatever you need outside.
All right. I need all your cards and all of your names. So you're saying that you could just trespass people from public for no crime?
They don't
No
want
crime.
location.
No crime. It doesn't matter what they want. I'm not breaking the
You
law.
have to leave, sir.
You going to help me get my information?
Absolutely.
So you're just going to violate my rights over a policy, right? That's fine.
And this is exactly why we record. Because without video, their story becomes the only story. Accountability isn't easy, and it isn't friendly, but it matters. These officers forgot their oath. We can't forget ours. Stay aware, stand firm, protect the freedoms many ignore. If we don't bring these moments to light, they will continue quietly without anyone knowing. Knowledge is power, and the camera is still the strongest tool for truth. Always record, always speak up, always protect your rights.